I'm Ben Adams. I am a farmer and consultant up on an arable farm in North Oxfordshire. I've been involved with the farm since I was a young child, always involved weekends and weeknights, but probably become more involved in the farm business over the last few years, making more of the more managerial decisions on cropping wise. My trials are focused around intercropping, which is growing at least 2 crops all the way through to harvest with no inputs at all, so a sprayed off cover crop, direct drilled and then left all the way to harvest, and really coming from the net zero angle, the reduced inputs to higher outputs, and with the legumes as well, supplying that nitrogen not only to the crop that's growing alongside it but also to the following wheat crop. I'd been doing a lot of intercropping trials in the past and had seen some successes, some failures, some things I needed to do slightly differently, and basically I just wanted to upscale those trials from what I was doing, kind of come at it from a different angle with reduced inputs and looking for alternative break crops, and just to use the competition as a way to really upscale my trials that I was doing. Yeah, so drilling was complicated. It took about 9 or 10 hours to drill just these 2 fields, 16.5 hectares, and most of that was calibrating the drill for the different seed sizes and seed rates. But on our drill we have 3 tanks, so could do the 3-way mixes fairly easily. Also with the drilling, everything went down the same pipe, same drill pipe at the same depth. Everything that was drilled was at 1.5 inches. That's from the tiny mustard seeds all the way to the larger bean seeds as well. And it doesn't seem to have affected any sort of germination on any of them either. The only challenge really was just the field behind me, which has got kind of the crops that could be suited to be grown a lot earlier, so more towards February or March you'd hope to drill them, and didn't get to drill them until the 18th of April, which was a bit annoying. That's been the main challenge, just for the weather. Post-harvest they'll be separated and weighed, and I'll basically be able to complete my figures and see what has worked and what hasn't from an economic perspective really. So the benefits for me mostly is the learning and seeing what works, and that's the same in regards to the business. From a rotational perspective, seeing what works and seeing what can work as a viable break crop, which is something that most arable farms are struggling for at the moment. Post-harvest over the winter, we'll be doing some soil mineral nitrogen testing, and then it'll be monitoring the winter wheat, the following winter wheat, which will be all blanket treated. So it'll be interesting to see across the field and across the trials how the wheat's differing from what was in before it, and then basically assessing what's going to go in in that 3rd year. Some of the trials I wasn't sure whether the crops would mature together or not, so hopefully this should clear it up with some things that will work and some things that don't. And then maybe some slight alterations with seed rates, but apart from that it should be fairly similar. Yeah, winning the competition was brilliant. It was a great experience. I mean, it's took me on to loads of different things. I mean, I've done 3 farm walks across these trials this year. So over 100 people have come and viewed these trials in person, which is really good. One with BASE UK, which is Biodiversity, Agriculture, Soil and Environment UK, a knowledge exchange group I'm part of. One has been with my local farm cluster group, which I helped found, and then another one has been with an EU-funded project called Leguminos. I also did a talk at Groundswell on intercropping to about 400 or 500 people with a few others, which was also crazy, nerve-wracking, but great fun. And yeah, it's helped me develop my presentation skills and speaking a little bit better. Doing the videos has actually been quite enjoyable. I've quite liked it actually. I thought I was going to hate it at the start, but it's quite fun. Takes a bit of time, but it is enjoyable. Yeah, I don't know, it's just been a good learning experience, both self and farming wise, I think.